Hey guys, it's Brittany at Ink and Papyrus, and today we're going to be making belly bands of all kinds. I'm specifically looking to make some embellishments for some Christmas journals that I'm working on, so let's get to it. So what we're going to be doing today is basically taking belly bands to the next level. We are going to make one of these flip-up belly bands. We are going to be making some ruffled belly bands. We're going to be making some shaker envelope belly bands. And just some scrappy ephemera belly bands. So first, let's get working on this shaker belly band. All you'll need are whatever supplies you want to use to decorate the shaker belly band and a windowed envelope. You can either do this sew or no sew. So I think the easiest way to do this is with a paper cutter. So you are going to open each section of your envelope. So I'm going to take a little off the top here. I am going to cut this section down so that the belly band is as wide as I want it to be. I'm going to try and make it so that there's about as much envelope on this side as there is on this side. Okay. Then you're going to cut down the end here, and basically just this will determine how long your belly band is. Okay, so now we have a windowed envelope that is you can easily open. I'm going to trim a little bit more off the end here. There. Okay, and if this was thicker than I wanted it to be, I could trim a little bit more off the end here and here, but I chose a windowed envelope with a large window, so this is what it's going to be. Okay, so first things first, I want to pick the paper I'm going to use to decorate the inside window. And I'm going to be using these Michaels paper pads. I love these. I always say I'm not going to buy any more when Christmas comes around because I always have paper left over and inevitably I buy more. I love the flowers. Why don't we make this a snowy winter scene, like blue silver envelope? I really like this. Okay. So now I'm just going to make some marks. You obviously want the paper to be longer than the window. I'm just going to make a mark here. I'm going to make a mark here. And it doesn't need to be any longer than the envelope. Well, a little bit longer, not too much longer. Cut it down there. Hopefully I can see these marks. Where did you go? Okay. Okay. That will work. All right. So first things first, we are going to glue this piece of paper to the inside of the envelope. Hope everyone's having a good day today and is getting their Christmas crafting on. I feel like now begins the Christmas crafting crunch. Okay, and then you want to just do a double check, make sure it still will fit within the envelope. Yep. All right. Try not to get any glue smudges on the envelope part. Okay. So if you want anything else in the envelope, now is when you would want to put that down. I have a couple pieces of die cut ephemera, some words that I was thinking about putting in. But it obviously has to fit in that envelope there. Let's see. Oh, I like this. Well, it's okay if you don't mind the deer being like cut off. It doesn't quite fit. I'm gonna try one of these. I think this might fit. I love the deer. Oh yeah, I like that. Let's see what else we have. Oh, it's too wide. Go for something more simple. I like the deer. I think we're gonna keep the deer. And so we're gonna glue them down. Okay, same thing with him. You want to make sure he is inside the window without getting your window all smudged up. Perfect. Oh, I love this already. Okay. So, the next part is we're going to secure around the window here, 3 sides, so that we can stick some confetti and sequins and whatever else we want to be in the shaker part. Some people I know will sew around the sides here and then put the shaker stuff in. You can do it that way as well. Ultimately, I will sew this when I'm done, but to secure the actual window itself, I'm just going to use glue. The one thing you want to be careful of, again, is just making sure that you don't smudge the actual windowed portion. And make sure you don't glue all 4 sides, because then nothing else is going in the envelope. Okay, the other tip I saw, just some other posts that people had put up, was if you use foam tape around here, it will actually create more room between the window part and the back of the envelope and allow you to put some more sequins and decorations in here and allow it to move more freely. I don't have any foam tape at hand right now, so I'm gonna just use the glue. So remember, we're only doing 3 sides of this. You want to use a small, thin bead of glue so that it doesn't smudge your windowed part. Okay, but you do want to go all the way so that the shaker part doesn't, or your sequins don't fall to the bottom of the envelope. Okay. You want to slap that down real good. Okay. Now this is really important. You do not want to try and put any sequins or anything in here until this is totally dry. So now we're going to use this time to decorate our envelope. Alright, so I'm just going to glue this down. I think I want to use a silver paper for the side. Again, be really careful you don't smudge up the window portion of your envelope. Okay, now we're just going to trim this down. I really like these neutral pieces of paper. I think this is the paper washi printout from the Graphics Fairy. I'm not sure, but either way, that side has some beautiful, beautiful images and sets on it. Check it out. Well, it fits perfectly. Love it. And it doesn't have to fit perfectly. You can leave some white edges there. That's okay. I like that. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I have a whole grab bag of scraps left over from crafting last year. And this is one way to bang through that scrap bag because I love them. I'm just not sure what else to do with them. Well, we have our ways, right? but I love like the collage belly bands, and I'm going to show you another way to make collage like fabric strips or reels, and those are a great way to make belly bands as well. All right. I think this could use some sequin embellishments, or have these. Let's see. Ooh, I like these. I'm going for it. See if we can incorporate a little bit of fabric here. Oh, I love that. Okay, so now that the glue in here appears to be dry, we're going to add some sequins and glitter. I think this is the funnest part. All right. Okay, I'm going to use a couple of different kinds. I love this blue and silver glitter. A little bit of that. Alright. And why don't you add one snowflake? less is definitely more with this. As you can see, there is glitter that is adhering to the window here, making the deer difficult to see. I'm going to scrape some of that off. It's just a skewer I have laying around. I think it'll be okay. I get some of this glitter towards the bottom, but less is more. It's easy to get carried away with the glitter. I'm just going to add one of these sequins. Oh, come on. Is everything so hard today? Oh my lord. Okay. The other thing I think that would be really pretty is if you added sequins to the envelope here and like slow stitched it on. Let me show you an example. So here, these belly bands, I just stitched on some sequins to accentuate the holly and the berries. You could do the same here, but I'm just going to put this one inside. Oh, I'm really loving this. Okay, so I am going to sew the envelope shut. I'm going to sew around here, around the entire envelope. If you want to accentuate it, you can sew around the windowed portion as well, but since I put the snowflakes here, I'm just going to do the outside. Okay guys, I just finished sewing all around the envelope. I absolutely love this. Remember, when you're putting it inside a journal, you're only gluing the top and the bottom to leave the sides open to stuff things inside. Or you could use this as a tuck. Actually, if you wanted to use it as a tuck, you could glue the edge here, tuck stuff in that way. Either way, I absolutely love this. Okay, let's get on to the next one. Okay guys, let's get on to our next belly band. This is the tuck belly band with ruffled paper over top. I love this one because you can flip up the belly band. You can still stuff stuff in here, but flip it up and write on the back or decorate the back side or do whatever you want with it. You can also decorate this page and untuck it so that people can still see what's underneath. Okay, so what you'll need here is a piece of paper that you want to use as your belly band, a piece of paper that you're going to use to ruffle whatever you want to decorate the image. Then you're going to want a circle punch to punch out the circle tuck and a brad, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So first, let's decide what paper we want to be our belly band and what we want to use to ruffle on top. I love the ruffle method. This is perfect for sewing. If you wanted to do a no-sew version, you could tuck the paper, fold it, and put a bead of glue every time you fold. I think that's really laborious, and I love the way the sewed paper looks. Okay, let's get to it. So first we want to pick the paper we want to use as a base. I'm going to get out one of these paper pads again and we'll flip through it. Oh, I love these. It feels like Christmas every time I get one of these. I think this is really beautiful. Enjoy this. Okay. Now we want some kind of paper to use as our folded paper. Sorry, I'm trying to use my words today and I'm failing. Remember, something that doesn't have like something that's not too busy, that doesn't have a lot of designs. Like, for example, if you were to fold this on top of the belly band, people would probably just be wondering, like, what does that say? So something that's like really basic, that doesn't have a whole lot of designs on, I think is better for the folded portion, the ruffled portion. So I'm looking for something that'll go with the green and maroon that will also be a nice contrast. I don't want anything that's going to clash with that design. I think that music paper might be really beautiful. Where are you? Boom. I think this might be the winner. Let's try this. You know what, maybe it's too busy. Let's find something more neutral. It's not. I think I picked a very busy base, so let's find something that's neutral and just kind of clean looking. Okay, maybe I picked the wrong base. I feel like everything is going to clash with this. I think actually this will look really nice. Okay, so let's trim these down. Alright, here we have our handy dandy paper cutter, and for the base, we're going to trim the base as long as we want the belly band to be. As long and as wide. So let's make it about yay wide. And yay long. Okay. Now for the ruffled portion, you're going to need a much longer piece of paper than this. So I recommend really not trimming this down at all. You're just going to trim the side of the paper here and make sure it is lesser in width than the width of the base. Okay, that's the width of the base. I want it to be about half. Maybe, yeah, half to a quarter. Okay, I can tell you right now, you're going to need more paper than this because we're going to be ruffling it and we're going to run out very quickly. So save yourself some time. And we're going to trim a second piece right now. It's much easier to measure it than it is when you start ruffling it on the base. So I'm just going to make myself a mark here. Okay. Now we're going to trim it down. Alright, so I think the easiest way to do this, like I said earlier, is with a sewing machine. And I don't have my camera equipped right now so that it can face my sewing machine. So I'm going to show you guys how to get this started, and then I'll finish on my sewing machine and come right back. So you're going to feed it into your sewing machine just like this, okay? You're going to put the foot down like this, okay? And I want you to sew maybe up to here, okay? And once you do, with it still in the machine, you're gonna start folding. So you're gonna fold, okay, maybe once or twice. Move your hands out of the way, put the foot down, and then keep sewing. All right. Okay, and then you're gonna lift the foot again. Ruffle a couple more stitches and keep sewing. You get the point. Okay, I will be right back. Okay guys, I am back and here is the ruffled belly band. As you can see, even with those 2 pieces of paper, I didn't quite make it to the bottom. No worries, we are just going to cut off a little bit of the edge there. Perfect. Done. Okay. I really want to kind of distress this ruffled portion and accentuate the ruffles. So I have some ink here. This is Gathered Twigs. So I'm going to ink up the edge here. Okay, and I'm just going to go over this lightly over the ruffled parts. I think it'll accentuate the ruffles a little bit. See? This is purely optional. If you don't want to ink, that's fine. I like that. Okay. So the last one I made, I think I put some fabric over top of it. As you can see, this is Christmas journal that I started making last year. I never finished, so it needs a lot of work. But I had a piece of fabric here. I do like that look. And then I sewed that over top and then sewed an embellishment on. I'm gonna see, I don't know that I have any fabric swatches that would fit. Actually, this lace I think would look really nice. I don't think I'm gonna put the lace all the way down. I'm just gonna cover up some of the ruffled part. Oh, I think that's gonna be very, oh, I love that. I think that's gonna be beautiful. Okay, and then let's use some of our embellishments. I have some die cuts over here. Use a snowflake. Ooh, that's beautiful. I'm thinking about that one. It's kind of neutral toned. I don't know that I like all the sparkly on that one. Oh, little gingerbread tree. That's really cute. Oh, I really like that. I think I'm gonna go with this one. Okay, so I'm going to sew the lace and the embellishment on, and I will be right back. Okay, we are back, and I love how this came out. I love the mixed media, love the flowers, or the fabric, excuse me, flowers, fabric on paper. Okay, so now we're going to make our tuck spot. So first thing you need is a circle punch and a piece of paper, whatever you want your tuck spot to be. And I'm just going to use the circle punch here. And I'm just going to use the paper we used to Ruffled. I think keeping it nice and simple is probably good here. It won't clash with the busy fabric I chose as the base, but do whatever you would like. Okay, so we have our circle tuck spot. You are going to decide in your journal where you want this to go. And remember, the thing that I love about these belly bands is that you're only gluing the one side, so you still have the entire page. You can write on this, you can decorate under this, and people will still be able to see it as soon as they open up lift the belly band up from this tuck spot here. You can put your tuck spot directly down here or put it off to the side. Since I don't have much page room here left at the bottom, I made the belly band just about as long as this page. I'm just going to put my tuck spot off to the side here. Okay. Now you need a brad. I'm going to go in our brad drawer here. Again, I think simple is probably good for this one. I love these little snowflake brads. See how this gold looks. I think this gold would look really nice. Okay, so you're just going to punch through this brad here, or punch the brad through the paper. Okay, just like that. And you're just gonna punch this through the paper here. Now, if the look of the brad on the other side of the page bothers you, there are a lot of ways to cover this up. You can put a piece of paper over it. You could make a pocket here that would cover it up. There's a lot of things you can do. Okay, and since mine's going to be off to the side here, I'm just going to figure out exactly where on the page that the belly band still easily tucks in and out of that tuck spot. And then when I'm happy with my placement, I'm just going to put a single piece or strand of glue right up top there. And then we have our flip up belly band. How cool. Okay, so let's get on to the next. Okay, so these next belly bands were inspired by these scrappy fabric reels that, well, mixed media reels I made after having a whole bag of Christmas paper and fabric and ephemera left over from my journal making last year. So basically, this is just sewn on paper and Christmas bits onto fabric. You can use these to make collaged covers, pockets, tuck spots, journaling cards. The list goes on and on and on. And it is such a cute way to bust through all those scraps and leftover wrapping paper you have, and ephemera and ribbon bits, and I am sure that I will be doing the same at the end of the season this year. Okay, so let's get to it. Here you can see I cut from the swatches belly bands, at least like the length and the width that I wanted. And then I just decorated these a little bit more. I put some tassel on it, some ribbon. I slow stitched some sequins, sewed on some other embellishments. and perfect for a belly band. Okay, so instead of using fabric, I am going to just be using pieces of blank scrap paper. I have cut down a couple pieces that I think would be like a perfect size for belly bands. And we are just going to layer on some fabric and some scraps. You don't have to sew these if you don't want. I think the sewing adds a lot of character. If you don't sew it, make sure you are gluing things down really well. I'm going to be gluing things, or I'm going to be sewing them, so just a couple of dabs of glue, especially for the fabric, and some glue stick is pretty much all you need. So I got a nice drawer of Christmas scraps here left over from last year, and let's get making. So first of all, I absolutely love this pink, like cozy Christmas cottage look. So I think I'm gonna make a belly band out of just like a pink Christmas themed belly band. All these papers are just from random paper pads that I have, printouts, digitals. This is one of my favorite. This is the Tim Holtz old like Christmas wallpaper set. I love the feel of this paper. It really feels like wallpaper. So I'll probably be utilizing this. So we're just going to make our base here. We can embellish with some fabric scraps and stuff later. The other thing I have in here are these stickers that I made out of old labels. And we can definitely do a tutorial on this if you guys would like. I love making my own stickers. This is just stamped and gilded and stickled plain labels that I had left laying around. All right. So we're gonna just start with, I think this one here, and just put down a nice base of glue and just start layering. You don't want to think about this too much, just start layering. Like I said, I want to kind of go for a Christmas like pink themed belly band. All right. I love these ornaments. All right, like I said, don't think about it too much. Just start layering stuff down. Maybe a nice like red to contrast everything. I hope you all's Christmas crafting is coming along really nicely. I'm sure everybody has their hands full of projects this time of year. But really, like, Christmas journaling is my favorite part of Christmas. So we have our base. You can continue to add on this. I just want to make sure all of the white from the scrap paper is covered. Okay. Feel free to decorate this up however you would like. I think this pink fabric I have is like perfect. Let's see. All right, I have some more embellishments here. These are actually, I want to make these with you guys too. These are like little Christmas tea cards. Again, another way to like bust through scraps. I love these. Oh, I think I actually drew those lights on. I love these. We are definitely making these again this year. Ooh, add like a word. Yes, I got crazy with like the fussy cutting last year and ended up cutting out a lot more of these digital images that I could use, but now I have a ton left over to work with and I don't have to spend hours fussy cutting more things out, so I am thrilled about that. I am not a fan of fussy cutting. I like finding the perfect embellishment. Oh, since this has a lot of little kids on it, see, this might be fun. I'm waiting for Santa Claus. Oh, I like that. But here are two girls. It's kind of more like girly. Why don't we use this here? Okay, I like this. Okay, I'm gonna go to the sewing machine and just sew all around this, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back from the sewing machine. We have all of our fabric and little bits secured on there, and I think something is missing. I think some slow stitch sequins would be really, really pretty up here. So I'm just gonna take some snowflake sequins I have, and I think I'm just gonna secure this on here just like that. So I just have a thread and a needle. And I'm just gonna thread on some sewing thread. I'm sorry, this is like the most painful part. Making my loop. Trying to make my loop. My goodness. We could have had all of them glued down by now. Okay, it's just not the same. It's not the same. Okay. Just gonna punch through. I'm not gonna try and be fancy and line it up. I'm just gonna punch through where I want the snowflake sequence to be. Make sure your needle is small and in diameter enough to go through the whole of the sequins. Leave yourself a tail. Okay, and I think putting something, a smaller piece of sequins to accentuate the snowflake would be really pretty. So why don't we use, I think the gold would look really nice with the pink. Oh. Okay, so I'm just gonna slip this through. Oh my gosh. Oh, perfect. I love that. Guide here under. So you don't want a bunch of thread just crossing all over your snowflake. So I'm going to go to the area right off to the side of the snowflake where nobody will really notice the thread. There we go. And I'm going to go through one more time under the snowflake just to really secure that. Okay, go back out. Okay, now you want to tie this secure. Take your tail, your other thread, and you just want to tie a knot. Okay, and cinch it all the way down. There you go. Perfect. That wasn't so hard, right? Actually it was, but I think that was my fault. All right, so take a look at the belly bands we have made today. If this does not get you in the Christmas spirit, I do not know what will. Okay, so we have our collaged crafter, just explosion of Christmas ephemera right here. We have our ruffled fabric belly band with a tuck spot. And we have our shaker envelope belly band. Love. So there you go. So these were Christmas themed belly bands taken to the next level. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed crafting along with me, and I hope your Christmas projects are coming along well. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe to Ink and Papyrus. My videos come out Mondays and Fridays, and I can't wait to see you the next time.